Hey everyone, welcome to the 1000 and Under collaboration. We're really excited this month to have Fiona from Fiona's Art with us. She gave us quite a challenge with her flower dip. And I know you're going to see, or you may have already seen, a couple of attempts. And certainly with my attempts at flower dip, I had to make a few goes myself. So I think I ended up trying 6 or 7 times. Either way, if you're new here to Tammy DeCaro Art, please subscribe so you can see more. If you're returning, welcome back and thank you for your support. And I have some huge news. In August, I'll be joining the fabulous ladies from the Fluid Art Boutique in Washington, D.C. As a guest artist instructor. And that would be Karen from Waterfall Acrylics, Sarah Mack, and Mina Villegas. So I'm super excited to be joining them. It's going to be a very interesting week in terms of classes. I'll be teaching a beach resin class, of course, and 2 puddle swipe classes. So be sure to go check out fluidartboutique.com and look at all of the folks, including Fiona, who will be joining the guest artist group with Mina, Sarah, and Karen from Waterfall Acrylics. Also, our very own Tracy Hale Parodies from the 1000 and Under collaboration will be teaching, as well as Louise McKay and a couple of other folks that are making their teaching debut. So super excited to be part of that group and hope you join us. If you are in Southwest Florida, I just added a ton of classes to the next year's schedule, some new classes, as well as some more intensive painting classes, like all day classes where we do 3 techniques in one day. So if you're interested in that, go check out my Facebook page under events, and that is where all of my art shows, art exhibits, and art classes are listed. So have a fantastic day. Enjoy the rest of this collaboration train, and we really support one another and really appreciate your support of us as we all try to grow our channels. Have a fantastic one. Bye-bye. Hi, so this is take 2 or 3. If you're not familiar with Fiona, who led off our collaboration train today, please go check out her channel. She is from Slovenia and is coming back to the United States in August at Fluid Art Boutique. I'll tell you a little more about that later. She created this dip technique where she used originally a napkin, and you'll see in a moment I'm going to try that method, though I put my paint down a little differently. And then now she's unable to source those napkins, it seems. So she's trying, she's using bubble wrap. I tried it with bubble wrap also, and you'll see a second painting, which I think was my 6th try, with the bubble wrap. I personally think my napkin did a little bit better, which was the brand is Vanity Fair, I think, from Sam's Club. And I did spray it with water before I used it because it was pretty thick. This painting ends up looking very interesting. I think probably what I struggle with the most on the dip technique is the base coat and how the negative space can end up looking not covered very well. And the reason I did so many takes on this technique was because I needed to figure out what that right amount of base coat was. And I'm still not sure I have it figured out, but I gave it a try. this is the napkin is coming up. I've sprayed it with water, and I'm folding it over now, and then just gently tapping from the center out on both sides. And this, I believe, is a bit thicker of a napkin than the original technique was created for, but it seemed to work okay. I did a couple of other flower dips with this, and about half of them were okay, half of them didn't have enough paint. And then I transitioned to more of a flower garden type of painting using the bubble wrap. So you'll see that. I think this looks like an oddly colored chrysanthemum. Okay, so this is number 4 or 5. I honestly have lost track. I created a couple of different shades of green to serve as the foreground in the grass. And bubble wrap sometimes will have a smooth side and a bubbly side. So when I do put the bubble wrap down, I put the smooth side down. Right now, what I'm doing is just laying down the grass, the stems, and then I come in with flowers. And one of the things that I tried was pulling the bubble wrap off from the back to the front, so the far side of the canvas towards me. And I just added a little yellow to that green to make it a little lighter and put some white in it as well. I mix a lot of my own paint colors, so, I start with the basics and mix a lot of my own colors except for metallics. Mainly because I teach so much, it's more economical for me to mix all the different shades from just blue and yellow than to buy all the different shades of greens and blues and make those different colors. You can see here I'm using a plastic knife, which you can buy at Sam's or Costco, just the knives. Super cheap, and they clean up better than wooden stir sticks. I can't use them on the bigger cups of paint that I make, but on these cups it worked out just fine. Plus, they kind of catch the paint in that top part of the knife, where the knife edge is. So when you're dripping paint in small quantities, the knife works really well to kind of hold that paint until you're ready to put it down. And then you don't end up dripping all over your canvas, though I did that a few times too. Now I am just adding some purple accent there in the middle of the pink flowers. And then I will bring the bubble wrap and attempt to do the bubble wrap. I anticipated that my grass was going to merge into my flowers, so that's why I didn't worry too much about connecting them, but it didn't actually work out that way, mainly because I pulled the bubble wrap towards me off the canvas instead of away from me. But one great thing about fluid art, and I say this all the time to my classes, it's just paint. And the beauty of it is you can scrape it and do it again, or let it dry and try it again. And that's what I do here. So I pulled it towards me, and then I realized, that's okay. Kind of looks like, looking outside through a door with rain coming down. It's okay. I'm not super in love with it. But I decide to go ahead and add some more paint and go again, because what do you have to lose, right? So one thing I love about fluid art is you're constantly experimenting, and I really enjoy that part of it, though sometimes it can be very frustrating. So here I'm adding a little more green just to make sure we have enough green paint, so that when I dip this again with the saran wrap, the bubble wrap, then we have enough paint to give us some contrast. So I'm adding a second row of flowers, kind of trying to vary my yellow and pink. And then I probably should have put some more base coat on the top. I ended up, it dried really well, but I ended up after the fact thinking, oh gosh, I should have put more paint there before I did the bubble wrap or pressed it down again. Now I'm just kind of dropping random colors through the grasses like petals flowing. And then I do put a little bit of base coat, but that's because I cleaned up my purple mess of paint. And I also add in some yellow in order to give us a little bit more contrast and fill the canvas a little bit more with color. I really like the contrast of the red and yellow. This is a good way to use red and yellow because when you dip, you're really not mixing your paint colors together, so you don't have to worry as much about making orange or making a color that, you know, it would turn into mud. So the dip is actually a good way to test color palettes because it doesn't overly mix the paints. And these paints were, you know, mound on a mound, thicker consistency. I tried it with thinner consistency and that didn't work. It seemed to really puddle and pool in the middle. Here I'm pushing the bubble wrap from the middle out, and I'm not pushing down to squish paint. I'm just pressing the bubble wrap in to make sure it has contact. And then I pull away from me, and I think this was a better result, though it is still very reminiscent of looking through a window with rain pouring down on it at a garden. All right, here are a couple of pictures coming up in a cute video from one of my students who took the reverse dip class with me. This is one of our first abstract reverse dip pieces, and then a flower abstract reverse dip. And this is putting the paint down on top of saran wrap, or in this case, the back of the puppy pad, and dipping the canvas into the paint versus putting the bubble wrap on top of it. Here I did advise, because she had so much paint, that she pushed some of it out. And this is a cool reverse dip because when she lifted it up, she twisted it. So it came out just a stunning result. I was super excited to see that happen for one of the students. She had never done this before, and she really loved the reverse dip class. And has taken several classes with me in Bonita. So there she's twisting and now lifting. And that created such a cool contrast. It's almost like with most reverse dips, you hope it levels out. With this one, I didn't want it to level out. It looked really cool. And here is another go with teals and oranges. Here's, you know, where we're teaching, Fluid Art Boutique in Washington, D.C., and you can go to fluidartboutique.com. And then I added a little review of 2023. I was really shocked when I did my taxes to figure out how many classes and students I had. It was kind of cool. So hopefully we'll get to see you again. Like and subscribe and comment, and join us again next month for our 1,000 and under collaboration. We've got some new members, so some new and exciting things coming your way. And I hope you have a fantastic and creative week.